Howdy folks, today we've got another kit for you from Airfix, 135 scale M36B1 from GMC, tank destroyer. Basically what I can gather for reading up on it is the lower hull is from a Sherman, the gun and the turret is from the M36 Jackson, so it's a hybrid between the Sherman and the Jackson tank to make up this tank. It's from 1945 towards the end of the war, and then there's another one which is the French one they used, which is 1950s. So we're going to take a look at what we get in this one. Skill level 4 if you're interested in that. As I say, there's the two markings, the 1945 from America in Germany, 1950s from, which is a French one. The item number is A1356, so 135 scale. We're going to take a look what we get in the box. Okay, here's your worksheet. Nice print from the box art. A little bit of history on the vehicle, tank, so if you wish to read that. Read it up on Screwmates or whatever. This is made by Airfix itself. It wasn't taken from any other manufacturers. This is one of their own. Again, a little bit of history, different languages, warning symbols to check out certain things. So your first step would be working on drive sprockets. There are two types. Bear in mind, remember, one's French and one's American, so there's going to be slight differences because of the countries. So pick what you're going to do and then mark off in the instructions how you're going to do it. So two type of drive sprockets, and then you've got your drive wheels, and then again the drive wheels and the suspension setup is slightly different. And then you're working on the lower hull, which is a bathtub hull. You've got your two extra fenders. You've got your back of your tank. You've got some mud guards and stuff. It looks like an exhaust system as well. Once you've decided on what suspension you're doing, go ahead and assemble that to the lower hull. Step 5 is putting on your front transmission cover, gearbox cover as well. Then you go onto the engine deck upper hull, which is the Sherman section. Putting your machine gun, lights, and then move that away, sorry about that. Next section is the driver's hatch and I'm not sure what the other hatch would be, loader's hatch maybe, I'm not sure. And then fuel caps going in. You are working on all fine detail parts, which are the light guards. Again, there's slight variances in the light guards, so again, be careful which ones you use. Exhaust cover, tools. I'll put the tools on last. You have got storage box by looks of things, and then you are looking at part of the gun system, which is the gun breech, and then the lower part of the turret, putting the seat in. Don't forget to cut these tabs off. Not 100% sure what that piece is inside the turret. Again, this is an open top turret, so there is no top cover. You've got more detail internal parts for inside the tank, so you have a little bit of interior kind of. Another seat, storage, covers, vision ports and stuff. Looks like a fire extinguisher. And then there's that piece you built up earlier of the breech. Your gun mantlet going on the front, some handles, which makes up, like, this section here is your turret basket, and then your turret goes on top, so he's making it all together. You've got a 2-piece barrel. Unfortunately, you have to take care of the seam line. Again, there's two types of barrels as well, French and American, and the American one. It's got different type of muzzle brake on the front. Back of the tank is, I think, is a piece for an aerial and something else. Don't know what this piece is, but it goes on the top of the turret. We are looking at more rails going around the top of the turret, I think that is, so they can hang off bags and equipment and everything, handrails. And then you've got a massive machine gun going in, looks like a 50 caliber, and that could be a 30 caliber Browning, I believe. Your tow rope, storage boxes, jerry cans, so all your equipment. Once you've done all the 3 sections, you're sandwiching it all together. Up here is the option, so one country is using the machine gun and one's using the 50 cal, so again, just be careful which one you're doing. Don't forget your lock-in turret clamp to go in. Rubber tracks, unfortunately. Then you've got your sprue map. And then this is the colour call out for the American one, 1945, just the typical olive drab all over. And the French one is the same, but it's got a slight different marking on it. Here's the rubber tracks. Detail's not too bad. You're gonna have to do the old technique of putting them together and mounting the ends, the pin ends, mounting them with a end of a screwdriver or something. Okay folks, this section here is the upper superstructure of the vehicle. Nice seam lines, weld lines as well. I'm hoping this copyright piece is to do with the real vehicle, I'm hoping. If it's not, then they should have done that on the inside. You've got fenders, more fenders and side skirts, engine deck, engine covers, transmission casing, fine detail parts. There's another cover, the gun breech lock. Here's the lower hull of the tank, nice detail. Ejection pins on the inside, you haven't got to worry about. You've got your 2 ends of the turret, like I mentioned before, it's an open top turret. Here's the bottom part to do the turret, and you attach your basket to the inside here. These 2 halves will go together. So it's the bottom and top of the turret. This bag contains these detail parts. Don't know what they are, but they're like, like stamps with names on them. I'll have to go back in instructions, work out what they were. We got some spare wheels, spare track, pads, all the tow hooks, water bottles, jerry cans, ammunition boxes, storage boxes. So this is all equipment, sprue. This sprue here is part of the suspension arms, which are like bogey arms for the suspension. more fenders, and the engine cover deck for the exhaust system. So this is Airfix, is one of their own, like it mentions in Sprue Mates or whatever it is. Why can't they put all their aircraft in separate bags? So we have this tiny sprue. This contains bits of the machine gun. What is that? Yeah, just be careful with this. This is a machine gun. Nicely moulded though, the ends are drilled out. That's really nice for come on, you can see it. The ends are drilled out. It's unusual to see that for plastic, that kind of cleanness. So these are parts of the gun. We have the back of the tank. You've got a section that tells you where all the tools go, strangely enough. What is that? Don't know, can't remember. It looks like a front glacis plate. Don't know, that seems strange. Storage boxes for ammunition. There's like a piece of flooring. This is part of your turret basket. Another clamp. This looks like internal detail parts because there's a seat on there, so this sprue looks like internal to do with the basket. This sprue here got the gun mantlet at the top. Again, it's got casting on it. I'm hoping that's to do with the manufacturer casting, not to do with the kit itself. I'm hoping that's to do with how it is in real. Handles, hatches, more jerrys. There's the two machine guns. So that other machine gun that is in there is a better version than this. You have got more storage. There's like an oil can, handles, structural parts. There's another exhaust system piece. And this bag contains the wheels and stuff. You get a little bit of rope. Is to do with your tow cable. I wish that was in black because it's tricky to do a white one. Swap it out for metal cable anyway. Two identical sprues. This is all the suspension arms and wheels and everything. So there's your drive sprocket detail. Remember, there's two types. Road wheels, transmission casing. The other end of the drive sprockets. These are the bogie systems for the suspension. More road wheels. Slight differences. Covers the other half of the suspension. There's two of those. Sorry about that guys, didn't mean to knock the camera. What have we got in here? You can see there's parts from a Sherman in here. You can tell because he got a cupola and stuff. Commander's cupola and stuff. So a lot of these parts are probably not going to be needed because you've got other drive sprockets and stuff. So a lot of this stuff probably might not be needed. There's the casting of the transmission gearbox casing. There's the side gearbox covers, and looks like some structural parts for it. So yeah, like I say, I'm sure this definitely not needed, this piece or this hatch. But nonetheless, the moulding is nice. And you've got this piece here as well. There's another engine deck. Sherman gun mount. Yeah, this is definitely different parts. There's the piece for the gun breech. Those extra handles and grab rails. There's your two giant guns. There's the muzzle brake to go on the front. Engine covers. So again, parts are taken from obviously two kits. So like I mentioned, because it's a hybrid between the Sherman and the Jackson, basically you've got parts in there from the Sherman and the Jackson. So that's why there's so many sprues, and there's parts you're gonna need and parts you're not. So a lot of it's gonna go in your spare bin as well, unfortunately. This is something I never thought I would see from Airfix. Is Photo-etch. Tiny bit of Photo-etch for the light guards to go around the headlights and stuff. Made of Photo-etch. And it is an actual official piece. It's not from anyone else. I thought I would never see the day of Airfix doing Photo-etch because they normally don't do it. Nice decals. Nothing to say about this. It's very basic. Couple of stars and one of the names of the tanks, and the French one is a couple of flags, and then one of the insignia to do the squadron and stuff. So very, very simple. So there you go, guys. There's a kit from Airfix, 1/35 scale, M36B1 GMC tank destroyer. Like I mentioned before, it's a hybrid between a Jackson and a Sherman. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.